Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ship Views with me, Carburetor. Today we're going to be looking at the Rio de Janeiro as I purchase it, review it, and play it for the very first time. So let's start on the website. So right now, as of the date that I'm purchasing it, it's open to change. I realize that. It is September 6th of 2022. This ship is only available for in-store purchase or for coal. Now, for me, coal is a very valuable resource, so I'm not going to be just willy-nilly throwing it away for a tier 5 ship. If you are not in my position where I'm farming high-tier ships, I'm waiting to come out for the new tier 10 Italian destroyer, I would actually recommend buying the lower tier ships first with coal. That way, when you get the something like the Santa's Mega Gift Container or the anniversary containers, you have a better chance of getting a high tier ship. But since I'm already buying those high tier ships with coal, I'm going to go ahead and buy this with real world money. Let's take a look first off in the purchasing screen. Let's just take a quick look at the Admiral Pack. Now, I have been a fan of the Admiral Pack in the past. I'm not a fan of this Admiral Pack, and let me explain why. So, a 10-point commander, if I was running this on a tech tree, that would be valuable, but this is on the Pan-American tech tree. We really don't have a use for any spare commanders. I already have my premium commander on there, so kind of worthless, it's just another 10-point commander that is just going to sit in my reserves. 720,000 credits. I'm sorry, that's not a lot of credits. That's enough to maybe outfit this ship. That's about it. White Swan permanent camo for Rio de Janeiro. If you buy the other one, you're already going to be getting a camo. Now that camos are basically worthless, they're just there for decoration. I'll leave it up to you whether or not it's worth it. You get a couple of these expendable bonuses, but I can tell you this much: I get plenty of these expendable bonuses just by playing the game. These are kind of worthless, especially since these are only the green ones. If these were the red ones, yeah, I'd say go for it. But these are the green ones. It's gray, green, blue, red. If these were the reds, I'd say it was all worth it. But if we back out and go over to the base one, you can see you get the ship. It still comes with a camo. It's still gonna come with the bonuses, the economic bonuses, just not the expendable ones. And you still get the 200 experience thing. The only thing you're really getting if you buy the Admiral Pack is the commander and the credits. So, in my opinion, not worth it. But I'm gonna go ahead, buy this, and I will meet you guys in port. So here we are in port. I have the ship all loaded up and ready to go. Just wanted to point this out. This is the first 10 points that I've used on my ship. Now, a lot of people don't agree with priority target. I tend to favor it because I like to know who's shooting at me. Makes it a little bit easier to decide whether or not to push, engage, disengage, that sort of stuff. So I take priority target pretty heavily. A lot of people might critique it and say, I don't need it. It's, a waste of a skill. Take it what you will. If you want to use it, use it. If you don't have to. But after that, I chose Adrenaline Rush. I then chose the Emergency Repair Expert, and I forgot to mention this. The very first skill was Emergency Repair Specialist. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. If I had 12 points, I would probably hold on to it for now. I might end up getting Grease the Gears. I don't really know. I want to play this ship before I spend too many more points, but so far, basics of survivability, that would be helpful. You are going to see a lot of HE spamming, especially here at tier 5, not to the level that you get at tier 10, but you are going to have cruisers that love to spam HE at you. Concealment Expert. What's the concealment like on this? It's 14.3. That's not really a big that's a big target still. I don't know if Concealment Expert is a valuable skill to take, considering you are at tier 5. You're not exactly playing, you know, tier 5 is not exactly the most competitive. You're down here having fun. You're not pushing competitive gameplay. I would definitely consider taking Fire Prevention Expert, but before I go too much further, I want to play the ship once just to see how she plays. But I wanted to show you guys this import, the Rio de Janeiro. For those of you guys who don't know, this is the Agincourt before it was recalled, and you can actually see like there's very little difference between the two. The only real difference is this superstructure up here being a little bit different, but that could have been the way that it was before. So what's different between these two ships? The Agincourt is a secondary gunboat. This boat is not. I haven't looked at any of the stats. I wanted to compare the two side by side while we were on air together. That way I'm not broadsiding you guys thinking that making you guys think that I know all this stuff. I'm finding it out as you guys are. So let's just throw the commander back on here just so that it's a fair assessment. So survivability 58, survivability 58. So basically the same. Artillery 79 to artillery 78. What's the difference here? You get a little bit better range out of the Rio de Janeiro. So 12-inch shells on here. I believe that's the same on the Agincourt. 32% chance of starting a fire with 14 barrels, with 14 shots, you're going to land these on target. So you're going to start fires. This is probably going to be an HE gunboat most of the time. Pair that with, yep, 32% chance of causing a fire, 8,100 damage on the AP shell. 8,100 damage on the AP shell. The biggest difference is going to be secondaries. Secondary range on here, I have it out to 8.3. I probably get it out a little bit further with my commander, but my commander needs a little bit of attention. Only a 4.5 on the Rio de Janeiro. Now, I didn't build into it, but I can already tell you this is not going to be a secondary gunboat. Airstrike. Score of 15, score of 15, they look the same. Maneuverability, score of 31 to score of 28. So that's probably why they want Swift and Silence, because the Rio de Janeiro is a little bit slower, still decent speed. You're still faster than the Colorado at tier 7, just pointing that out. Turn to circle radius is 670 to 670, same rudder shift time, so the only thing you're losing is a little bit of speed. And I might even just have a flag on here. I don't know if I do or don't. I do have a flag on here, so if I pull that off, 22 knots to 22 knots, so it's the same. Concealment, 14.3 to 11.9. So the Agincourt is a lot more stealthy, but I believe I do. No, I do not. So if I was going to build into a concealment battleship, I'd choose the Agincourt. The Rio de Janeiro is not a concealment boat. This is going to be a sit in the back of the map relative to tier 5 sniping. Basically, it's a tier 5 Thunderer. You sit back, you launch HE, and you set stuff on fire. But anyway, I'm going to take this into battle. You guys should see the battle coming up right now. So this was literally my very first battle in this ship, and I have to say this ship does not disappoint. We got a win in a tier 7 match. That's one thing that I probably forgot to mention, is that at tier 5 you are going to be plagued with tier 7 matches. I don't know what's up with the, sorry, I just bumped my microphone there. I don't know what's up with the matchmaker, but if you play tier 5, you're going to be in tier 7 games. If you play tier 7, you're going to be in tier 9 games. I don't know what I'm doing wrong that I always get stuck in the high tier matches, but I always get stuck in the high tier matches. I was kind of hoping for a tier 8 straight, maybe a few bot club match that I could really display this ship, but I think this actually speaks more volumes. So initial impressions on this ship are that it is squishy. I show a little bit too much broadside here, and you can see I get raked. We're not even 5 minutes in, and I'm half dead. I don't think I've eaten any citadels yet, so I should be able to recoup a lot of my health if I can just disengage. But this is where that concealment probably would have helped. I'm not going to lie, concealment would have helped here. But I've already decided I'm not going to go with concealment on this build. I'm going to keep her a at-range, HE spamming sniping ship. I do need to get a little bit better with my aim. My aim is a little bit off during this game, but it does pick back up. As I'm battling this Congo, this line, and the Congo on the right side of that island over there, I'm just trying to focus in on the superstructure, trying to get fires, trying to spread fires between all of them. And as you can see, I mean, I am already up to 19,000 damage. Now, that's nothing admirable, but it is something to consider that, you know, with this is literally my first battle, and so far I'm doing halfway decent. There's 27,000 damage. I really should have turned left here and gotten back towards my port, but the turrets take so long to flip around. Grease the gears, I would definitely say, is a priority. You should grease the gears. Gonna try and get a few more shots in on this Congo. My aim was a little off here. Should have had a little bit more to the left there, but you live and you learn. So as you see, I'm coming to port now, and really postponed this a lot longer than I should have. If I had grease the gears, this would have been a lot more painless. I'm going to get my rear 3 on this Congo, trying to get him on fire. Couple of good hits right there, and another fire. And he is burning. I do believe he's perma-burning at that point, so I don't remember what I do here. I believe I switched targets to the lion. Nope, I'm trying to get another couple of shells on him as he goes behind this island. Nope, I do switch to the lion. Showing a little bit too much broadside there, so I'm going to try and whip my bow back around. And as you can see, that Gneisenau is pushing up on us, so I think I'm going to focus on him instead. I know, riveting gameplay. These games at this low tier are so dang slow. But it is a good training. It is good training for you because it gives you time to pay attention to your surroundings. If you're off in La La Land, you're not going to do well. There's a pretty decent hit. 7 pens. I believe that's 2 shatters and a fire. I'm up to 46,000 damage. I popped my heal again, trying to get my health back up. I'm going to stay focused on this Gneisenau. We have to get this Gneisenau out. If he pushes in, he can cap our base and the game is up. It doesn't matter what your points difference is. Doesn't matter how many more people you have alive. If they cap your base, you're done. There's another good salvo with another fire. Now he's perma-burning because he had already put out the fire before. This is where this ship really comes into its own, is just the burning down of enemy ships. I would almost recommend getting Demolition Expert if it weren't for the fact that it's just kind of a worthless skill in my opinion. Another decent salvo there, but not pulling numbers that I really should. But I'm up to 70,000 damage, so I'm doing well. And this isn't a tier 7 match. You know, 70,000 damage when you're down in lower tier seal clubbing, that's nothing. But when I'm at tier 7 and I'm fighting with ships that are superior to me and I'm doing this well, I think that speaks to its own. Now, really, not really a fair fight against the Gneisenau, because the Gneisenau kind of has crappy guns, but still take him out. He is still a tier 7 ship, up to 86,000 damage. Gonna switch to this line now. I'm basically done. I'm gonna try and get this heal off, only 15 seconds longer, but I don't think I'm gonna get it off. I'm full steam. I'm trying to get away from these guys, trying to get my heal off, but too little, too late. Still, we ended up winning this. I did 95,000 damage. You can see if it goes to the battle results screen right there. 486,000 credits, 10,000 ship XP, 2,000 free XP. And then if we go to the damage screen, you can see I did 50,000 damage just to that Gneisenau. That is nothing to shake a stick at. This ship hits like a freight train, especially with that British HE that I'm pretty sure this thing's loaded with. 21,000 damage against the first Congo, 12,000 damage against the second Congo. The Lion kind of got away light, as did the Marblehead, but still did well. Where is the fire damage? Fires, I did 22,771 damage. Definitely a good chunk of my damage right there. Anyway, what do I think about this ship? I would definitely say get this ship. If you're going to get it for coal, get it for coal. If you want to save your coal, go ahead and spend the $20, but the Admiral pack is not worth it. Anyway, take care, stay safe, and I will see you all next time.